I'm Raphael Morgan. I am a graduate of Adult Education Center, class of 1971.
Yes, and I am Jeanne Geoffray talking to Raphael. Raphael, you wrote way back when that the year of training at the Adult Education Center is so much part of what you have become. And so can you tell me a little bit about that?
When I entered the program, and I heard about it through my mother, who heard about it from someone else, and I was very discouraged because I could not find a job. Although I graduated from high school, I didn't have any business school training. So I, in the meantime, took a job as an elevator operator. And it was quite interesting because I thought the future was going to be brighter than that. But I took it because my mother had financially supported me for the last 6 years of high school, and therefore college was not an option. So I said, I'll take this for the time being and see where it takes me. And my mother told me about the school and said that she heard it was a program for women interested in getting business training. All ages were accepted. It just seemed like a dream too good to be true. And I said, okay, the application process was not difficult. I sent in my application. I learned that there was a $40 application fee. I thought, okay, between me and my mom, we could swing that. And lo and behold, I got in. And I was so overjoyed because then it gave me a glimmer of hope that I won't operate this elevator for too long. So the school year began a little bit later that year. I want to say we started in November of 70, and I graduated in May of 70. But it was a full-blown curriculum, math, English, typing. I had no typing skills. Grooming, I always wore a uniform, so that didn't really apply either. So it just seemed, no, this is something. This is going to provide me with what I need to be provided with. Because at the time I had applied, and every denial, every rejection was, you don't have any experience. But I started, there was a time clock that we used to punch in every day, 9 to 5. We had a phenomenal director, Dr. Alice Geoffray, who cared so much about each and every one of us. She would put time in before classes or after to assist us in what we needed. And apparently, I've learned years later that some students had different requirements for payment. My payment was $40 for the books. But the real thing was that I could slowly feel I was learning what I needed to learn. We went on mock interviews. Toward the end of the year, we went on the real interview. And so the teachers would get feedback on how the students, how the applicants had done. So I was just filled with so much joy to move forward. And my mom was so happy for me because she knew that I was feeling really down about not being able to go to college. But college meant additional fees and things that she nor I could afford. I know some of the language for the skills sounds dated, like shorthand, but for that year, 1970 and 71, those were the skills that we learned. And those were the skills that we needed.
And where was your first job, Raphael?
The first job that I actually was hired for was in New Orleans Public School District as a stenographer, another dated term. I became a stenographer, and I was so happy about that because I didn't know shorthand until I went to adult education. And for the longest, until there was a hurricane, I still had my shorthand book. And there are a few strokes that I can do now, and I'm proud to show to my daughters. But my training significantly helped me to move forward.
You talk about taking anybody of any age, a woman of any age at the Adult Education Center. And I think about the scholarships that we give out at the 431 Exchange. There is any age for any adult age.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
And it was beautiful. Yeah, it was beautiful because many of the women were single moms, children, trying to raise children. And then there were a few of us who were just straight out of high school. So it was a good mixture of applicants. Yes.
I like the diversity of ages to learn
Yes.
from the older people. What inspired when we called and asked you to be on the scholarship committee and on the board, what inspired you to just jump in?
Because I think in life, things that have touched you significantly, you never forget them. I remember being that 18-year-old student who didn't have a clue, who didn't have any work experience. And so the opportunity to talk to young people and older people who never had the opportunity to move further. Just recently, there was a graduate online, 105, who graduated from Sanford at 105 because when she was ready to go, Pearl Harbor hit. Then she got married, and it was one delay after another. That lady proudly walked that stage and
Wow.
said, "This is my time." And I was near tears. It was such a beautiful scene. Yeah. And I want to be able to help any and everybody I possibly can, because truly, I made it in because I had help. I had people who cared about me. Dr. Geoffray came in the mornings early or later, mentored us, talked to us, told us, "You can do this. This is for you." So I said, "Okay, as long as I can, I'm going to do this." And
Yeah.
we've met some truly interesting students from all walks of life and different countries. And so it's been a beautiful experience so far.
I didn't realize being on the scholarship committee, it would be so impactful to meet these young people. And
Yeah.
now that we've known them for now 5 years and they're starting to graduate,
Yes.
and going on to masters, going on to PhDs, it has been a delight.
I always come back to somebody was there for you. So I need to be there for someone else.
I looked up this morning, you have read over 1,000 applications. That's a lot.
Oh, wow. Wow.
You
You
did go
never
back,
know.
get a
I
degree.
did. I did go back. I worked for the school board for about 7, 8 years. I went to college, got my bachelor's in elementary education with a minor in special ed. And then I taught school for a while. Out of all the jobs I've had, teaching was the best for me. It really was. I'll always consider myself a teacher first.
I can see you as a teacher, and I would love for you to have been my teacher. Out of all the jobs you've had, was that elevator operator the craziest one?
I think so because it was actually an old manual, and I used to land it not quite at the floor. Then I'd have to go up, down, and I thought, "Oh my God," but I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I did it until I started training at Adult Education Center.
Raphael, do you have anything else to say before we sign off?
I just want to say that in working with the board and the scholarship fund, I have met some amazing, incredible women. Some of them I remember from adult education, but we're all committed to giving or making the best for the applicants.
Well,
Mhm.
I adore you and I look
Thank
up
you.
to you, and I feel like I'm one of the cool kids when I'm hanging out with you.
Thank you.